Hey, you're around a lot of virtual and hybrid teams. What are some of the best practices you're seeing? What do highly successful virtual and hybrid teams do differently? Asking for a friend. This is one that we are clearly getting from a lot of people these days. And here are a few of our thoughts. Highly successful hybrid and virtual teams have one thing in common. They work at it. Each team member commits to working on the team while working on the work. Everything is deliberate. They're strategic in how they communicate, how they connect, and how they ask for help. They spend time thinking about how do we do things around here and talk about what's working and what's not. They understand the importance of and deliberately helping others feel included. And when it's not working, they slow down and fix it. We've both worked in highly successful hybrid and virtual teams for decades, and we now lead a company of hybrid and virtual teams. In our experience and in our work with clients during and emerging out of the pandemic, we've observed the following 6 habits that highly effective hybrid and virtual teams do consistently. 1, they regularly invest in getting to know one another as human beings. They ask more than, "How was your weekend?" And they actually really care about one another and look for ways to help. They schedule times to connect at a human level and provide synchronous and asynchronous opportunities to talk about life stuff as well as work stuff. And when it's safe, they invest in coming together physically. They share some meals. They do something fun. They work to just connect. As one senior leader shared with us recently, this may sound silly, but I actually spend time role-playing with my leaders on how to listen when someone tells you about their weekend. For example, when a team member tells you that they got a new puppy, what are the next couple of questions you ask? It's surprising how that doesn't come naturally for some folks. You need to build human connection skills just like anything else.
Second, they have a clear definition of what success looks like. They've clearly stated their most important thing, strategic priorities. They have interdependent goals. They truly need one another to be successful. They have a regular cadence of talking about what's working, what's not, and they talk about what they need to do to improve. Third, they spend time communicating about how they communicate. They have responsiveness expectations for each communication channel. For example, how long should it take to return email, texts, or those Slack messages? They have candid conversations when they're needed. And they leverage synchronous and asynchronous channels to have the most effective and efficient conversations possible. As one healthcare director shared, our hybrid team uses 15-minute or less virtual huddles to collaborate and communicate at the beginning and end of each day, and a secure group chat function to stay on the same page and ask questions between throughout the day. They have a primary source of truth. That's their SharePoint site. That's where folks can view anything relevant to their work, and it's updated with any novel or routine information, including standard work procedures and how to start your day routines and links.
They collaborate with one another informally. They don't wait for a team meeting to get stuff done. They reach out and work together to share best practices and solve problems. They're deliberate in reaching out to people in the team that they don't normally work with for input. In hybrid teams, they make a deliberate point of collaborating with people who don't necessarily sit nearby. 5, they carefully design their virtual meetings to ensure they're the best use of everyone's time. They're strategic in who they invite to each meeting and resist the urge to gather input or make decisions in the hallway without including appropriate remote workers. They equalize the playing field. For virtual meetings, everyone takes part on their own computer, even if some of them could be in the same room. And they check for understanding and schedule the finish to ensure everyone is clear on what's happening, and they give people an opportunity to express their feelings and concerns.
Finally, the 6th thing that effective hybrid teams do consistently is that they're constantly looking for ways to improve. They regularly talk about what they can do better to make their hybrid team more successful. They share any micro innovations and they're collaborating on new strategies.
So those are some of the best practices we've seen. What would you add?